Christian, nice to see you again. I'm sure some of the analysts might be a little bit annoyed today, given you cut short their weekend by releasing the details early on Sunday. Just give us a sense of what you're seeing in the business, because you did cite that demand recovery has been more muted than expected. So just walk us through some of the effects you're seeing in the business.
Happy to do so, and good morning. We have to first realize that COVID is an inflection point for our customers. Many enterprises really suffer, and they have real issues to produce, sell, and deliver among the crisis. And they are actually looking towards SAP in order to become more resilient. So actually, they want to have two things from us. First, they want to accelerate the move to the cloud. And second, they want to transform their business now. They want to adapt to new digital business models in order to become highly resilient. And that's why we actually adapted our financial midterm ambition. We are actually responding to the needs of our customers. And when you look at our ambition, actually, we want to almost triple our cloud revenues to over 22 billion in 2025. And we will stay committed to our profitable growth with over 11.5 billion of operating profit in 2025, which includes a double-digit profit growth from 2023 onwards on. And last but not least, let me really say one thing. As the CEO of SAP, I have to be focused on the long-term value creation of this company. So I cannot trade the success of our customers and the significant revenue potential of SAP against short-term margin optimization.
Christian, yes, you mentioned some of the positive around the cloud, but I think the market's a little bit puzzled. We've seen this huge digital acceleration, yet it's just not translating to much higher cloud revenues at this point. And we're seeing that in your numbers on the expectations now for the short term, but even on the longer term on the margins. So what's taking place? Why are we not seeing that big boost for cloud revenues at this point?
I mean, when you look at our Q3 numbers, the cloud backlog, which is a future indicator of our cloud revenue streams, is up by 16% to over 6 billion. And yes, cloud revenues are up 14%. But if you exclude Concur, our solution to manage business travel, which is a tough sell in COVID, actually our cloud revenues are up by 20%. And if you look only into our software as a service solutions, which are the main driver for our future cloud revenue, they are actually up by 26%. And I can tell you solutions like for supply chain, for finance, for experience management, for CX, they are highly relevant in this crisis. So actually, we see a very healthy development of our cloud business.
Let me ask you about software subscription fees, because they're clearly down a lot in the last quarter. Is that here to stay? And in other words, are we going to see more volatility in your earnings as consumers or customers more or less go into more flexible solutions?
So when you look at our cloud revenue this quarter, yes, there is a downward trend, and it's solely only related to our spend management category, so to Concur. And again, in this crisis, travel and expense, business travel is obviously down. And we definitely expect that, because Concur is the market leading solution, this will bounce back next year after the crisis. There is no doubt about that. And the rest of the business is actually doing pretty well when you look at the growth rates of over 26%, which is actually even above at the level of our competitors.
Let me ask you about next year, because clearly the first quarter might be pivotal also for demand from your customers, because it might be the quarter when a lot of pandemic support will run out in certain jurisdictions. So are you concerned that we are going to see even more weakness heading into the new year?
I'm not so much concerned about that from an SAP perspective, because again, our cloud solutions are selling in this crisis, extremely well. And actually, we will see now, of course, also the transformation in our P&L. We, of course, see that customers will invest less in our on-premise business and accelerate the move to the cloud. But SAP is the only company who can really drive the business transformation end to end, and solutions for supply chain, for finance, they're extremely relevant now in this crisis for them. So no, we are not concerned about the next half year. And again, we actually expect that from a general perspective, the economy will definitely recover in the half year 2 next year.